So the other thing that Greg was talking about was the difference between the application time. So what's going to happen now is the city of Toronto is going to get an application for a project. So it's for, I guess, a zoning bylaw amendment, something like that. So somebody can turn their, upzone a property into a 10-story, 20-story building or whatever it is. What would happen before is it would sit there for years while the city thinks, maybe here, maybe try this. Submit, just send us what you think you should build there and we'll let you know if it's okay. Now, if you get to the application stage, your fee after 2 or 3 months will be reduced by a certain percentage, after 6 months by a huge percentage, and after like 9 months, if they haven't given you your zoning, you get all of your fee back and you basically get to do the application stage for free.
I think it's even less time than that.
So there you go. So that's it. What do you think about that? Is that not something that's going to create urgency at the planning departments?
So
But they're like, we're not accepting applications anymore.
no, the rule is that they have to make a decision within a
Okay.
certain amount of time. So a decision could be no, right?
Yeah.
Or a decision could be not what you wanted, but yes, this is what we'll let you do. And here it is. And so I've heard from some that, you can put in whatever the fuck you want. We're going to approve you for this. Fight us, right? Like, but this will keep the fees alive, right? Because now they've made a decision in the allotted time and it just goes through the process now. So if you don't like our decision, challenge it and we'll just keep going along on our merry way. Because the municipalities can't give up those fees. I think
can't lose those fees.
And I'm pretty sure it's 90 days. I don't think it's 6 months. Like, I think it's really quickly that, like, you got to make a decision or your fees are starting to disappear.
Yeah.
So that's what I heard. But
okay.
I mean, I've been hearing stuff for a long time from a lot of people and nothing's happened. So who knows what's going to happen? But I keep saying, I'm seeing applications that never in a million years would have gone in last year. Like, there's no way in places, in designations, like there's just no way. And now, like, the ones that would have been like 15, 18 stories would have been really pushing it. Like, now those are 35 stories, right? And now I'm seeing like stuff in neighborhoods that are really close to transit on main streets. Now, fuck 6. These guys are going for 35. Okay. 35. And guys,
that transit.
Yeah.
That's a different story.
Well, but I mean, no, but you can have something designated neighborhood near transit that, according to the official plan and the bylaws and everything, you should be building 6 stories like you just said.
I agree. But if you're not near a major transit station, then you will be probably limited in how much density they're going to give you. And so again, getting a 6-story building on a lot that was just a really nice corner lot in some Scarborough neighborhood,
but like the main street,
Lawrence,
like going down Scarborough Golf Club Road, you're gonna
Scarborough Golf Club in Lawrence,
maybe
a smaller street, maybe Lawrence and one of the side streets. Then all of a sudden, right at the corner, there's a property where there's 2 houses next door to each other. No one really cares about them. There's not a big deal. They're neighborhoods. They're not mixed use. They're just part of the area. One happens to be on Scarborough or Lawrence. One happens to be on a smaller side street. Well, now you buy them, you assemble them, you pay them really well. Now you got for $2.5 million, half an acre lot that you can do a 6-story building on.
Right.
That's a good idea, isn't it?
Maybe. I mean,
yeah, because we used to always do townhouses for those assemblies. That was it. You were like, well, let's try to do some townhouses. Let's try to make sure we have a corner. We need to be able to have traffic studies and all that. But now if you're looking at a 6-story building, that makes it a much better site.
So what changes the different? Okay, so either you're allowed 4 units plus 1 or a 6-story building. What changes it to be able to have a 6-story building?
I have no idea. This is what Greg told me.
Maybe you misunderstood something.
No, this is part of the expanding housing options in neighborhoods. Is that it's 4 stories, but that people are going to be pushing it to 6 with the justification based on what the city's ideas on how to create more housing, because the city just recently committed to having over those 10 years 285,000 units,
Okay.
and that
I
they're
see what's happening here. So
okay. Tell me.
you were having somewhat of a theoretical conversation here based
Okay.
on
Here,
maybe scenarios.
maybe scenarios.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is good. This is breaking news here. This is what TK thinks might have been said about what Greg Ewans might think has
I know
happening
what he said,
soon.
but
Yeah.
he's talking about it
No, it's a
in the
strategy.
theory,
Yeah.
in the
Like
theory,
it's
100%.
doable. Like it's
Yeah.
definitely a doable thing based on what he sees. I can see that for sure.
Yeah.
Now, hold on a sec. Okay, so we buy my neighbor for X, we buy that neighbor for Y, and I can put up a 6-story building here. No fucking way. No, this is not a main street. Okay, but like right around the corner, there's a street that it has fairly high traffic. Actually has
Mm.
apartment buildings on most of it
Yeah.
and houses. Now
Yeah.
that would be primo. We're talking now, right?
Absolutely.
This
Listen,
is
there's a
primo.
Lawrence is actually a great example.
Let's do some
Lawrence
math
Avenue
here.
East, there is a ton of properties that have 200-foot deep lots,
Yeah.
50-foot frontages. It's all neighborhoods,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So each one of them, you're looking at like two of them together is half an acre,
I'm
right?
gonna do some math here. I'm gonna do some math here.
How good of a building could you do on a 100 by 200-foot lot corner?
100 by 200?
Yeah,
Oh, I did shorter because I figured you could get like 250 by 120s pretty easily, 150s even.
whatever. There's but
Well, it
those are
makes a big
those are
difference.
there too. Well, I'm just
Six
saying on
stories? 6 stories?
6 stories.
What about the basement? What about the basement?
Do like a walk-up basement, so you're half
Can you
above grade.
rent the basement too?
Yeah,
Can it
half
be
above
like
grade walk-up.
6+1?
And
Are you making
also
this up?
park.
Are you making this up?
No, it'll be
Six
five and a
total?
half.
Five plus 1. Okay, so we got 6 stories. So we got that much square footage. Okay,
And
so
parking
let's
also is
say
a big they've changed a lot of the parking bylaws now too. So you can get some of these properties that are going to be near transit with no parking.
it's okay. It's whatever. Maybe it's okay.
You sound
It
excited.
really, I
I can
mean,
just tell
it
you're
really
excited right now. You're
depends
like, I'm going to
on.
start looking for these deals. Why is TK giving away all these good secrets?
Well, I mean, I've known about this for a while. I mean, I swear to God, I did think that in my head here. But since
Yeah.
we're going with it, and
Yeah.
since people come here for truth
Yeah.
in doses somewhere along the
This
way,
is it. Yeah.
okay, so it depends where you do that, but there is probably some pockets where that makes a lot of sense, actually,
Yeah.
right? But it
the
depends
risk
on what you
is
buy the couple of
those
houses
six
for.
stories aren't guaranteed. So good luck if you end up having those houses. You might just have some great places to put some fourplexes up, because the
Well,
six
yeah, I
stories
mean,
is not guaranteed. I agree 100%.
but if you're doing that, then I mean, you figure it out with 4 plus a basement. Really, it's probably 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Or
Or you go fourplexes, because if I buy 250s, right? And they're only, let's say that I buy
there's no way.
250s and they're 200 feet deep. Okay. Then what I would do is I would apply to make it 3
40.
33-foot lots, or
Hmm.
2 30s and a 40,
Hmm.
right? The corner will be a 40. And then put 3 multiplexes up with garden suites in the back.